Sacrifice or Die. Written by Cindy Christmas. Chapter 1. Los Angeles, California. Israel said angry, being broke sucks. Jennifer replied, and also living paycheck to paycheck, I need to find a better paying job. Have you written any songs lately? Israel replied disappointed, my songs isn't making me any money, so I need to stop wasting my time. Sometimes I wonder why did God give me this talent if I can't make money from it? Jennifer answered, don't give up. One day your talent might make you wealthy. From out of nowhere, Mineral appeared and said, hey guys. Would it be wrong if I poison my husband? I want to punish him for cheating on me. Jennifer yelled, what? Israel asked concerned, have you taken your medication for your multiple personalities? Jennifer still yelling, it's wrong. That's like wanting to poke your husband's eyes out for looking at another woman, it's senseless. Mineral replied with an attitude, when we got married, his penis became my property, nobody is supposed to trespass on that, do you understand what I'm saying? Israel replied sarcastically, yes, you're trying to kill your husband. Jennifer shook her head in disbelief. Israel asked, do you know who he was cheating on you with? As Mineral stared at Israel, Shelley popped up with an attitude, hello, I'm not paying you all to sit down and chat, this isn't a talk show, so get up or find another job. Israel said calmly, we are on our lunch break, and we still have 10 minutes, so we don't have to get up. Shelley rolled her eyes and snapped, you think you are all that because you know how to scribble a few words on a piece of paper and call it songs, but I'm about to kick you off your pedestal, because you aren't nothing but a maid. Now get your ass up and get to sweeping. Israel sucked her teeth and said, I have a few more minutes, so I'm not getting up, and watch what you say to me. Shelley yelled, the only thing I have to say to you is good luck finding another job, you are fired. Jennifer shouted, no, you can't fire her, please give her another chance. Israel replied, Jennifer, it's cool, this isn't the last job on earth, I will find another job, so stop begging her. Later that evening at Mineral's and her husband's house. Mineral said, would you believe that Israel got fired today? This is like the 20th job that she lost in less than a year, I think she's bipolar. Antoine shook his head and asked, is she still wasting her time writing songs? Yes, but I feel sorry for her though. Why? Mineral shook her head and answered, when I look at her life, I see a lot of obstacles in her path. But no matter what she does, she will never get them removed. Her life is a dead end. She can't keep a job, she doesn't have a man, she's behind on her rent. I need to stop hanging out with her. I think she might be curse. Antoine sighs, I don't think she's curse, I think she just needs a push in life. Sometimes it's harder for some people to accomplish their goals when they don't have anyone to help them. Mineral yelled, are you defending her? Do you still have feelings for her? Antoine shook his head and whispered, I'm not defending her, and I don't have any feelings at all for her, so stop yelling. At Israel's apartment, she was working on a song, but she was having difficulty putting the right words into place, so she took her clothes off to take a shower. As she was walking towards the bathroom, she began to bleed, it was that time of the month. While in the shower, crying, Israel heard a knock at her door, so she ran out to see who it was. Israel answered, hi, can I help you? In a charming voice, the man replied, you already have. I've been watching you, but don't worry, I'm not a stalker, but I know that you are a songwriter. Israel replied nervously, wait. Who are you? The man replied, smiling, I'm the miracle you have been waiting for. I have a few artists that need songwriters like you. Israel, this opportunity will make you a rich, powerful woman. How do you know my name? And again, who are you? I'm Damon Devon, I'm a producer, and I'm here to change your life. Israel confused, this is strange, who sent you? Damon sighs, I know a lot of thoughts are running through your head, along with a lot of questions, but I have a new artist named Felicia Phoenix, I want you to write 6 songs for her, we will discuss your payment later. Here's my business card, I know I will hear from you. As soon as Damon left, Israel called her best friend, Jennifer. Jennifer answered, hello. Israel anxious, a man came here and offered me an opportunity to write 6 songs for an artist named Felicia Phoenix. If you were in my position, what would you do? Jennifer replied, I would write them damn songs. That's amazing, you're about to be rich, so what's the man's name? Damon Devon. Jennifer shouted, Israel, he is a multi-billionaire, he signed some of the biggest artists in the music industry. God has opened a door for you, so you better enter through that door and receive your blessings. Plus, you know you're renting, and your landlord is tired of you being behind on your rent. Any more excuses, and you will be evicted. That Monday night, Israel stayed up all night writing songs. On Tuesday, Damon appeared at her apartment. Damon said in his smooth-talking voice, I'm here for the songs. Israel shook her head and said, I think I ran out of words, because I couldn't find anything to write. You haven't run out of words, you're just stressed. Let me help you relieve that stress. Israel curious, how? When your boss fired you, you became stressed, because now you are worried about finding another job, which is very stressful. However, you don't have to worry about that, because I can solve all your problems with money. Now tell me the name of someone in your life that you would like to remove permanently. Israel sighs, my old boss, Shelley Washington fired me, and she disrespected me. I hate that woman. Damon grinned and said, she can never fire or disrespect you again, but you need to take that anger and form some lyrics onto paper so you can move from this space you call an apartment. Are you paying rent for this place? Your landlord should be sued. 2 hours later, after Damon had left, the landlord turned up at Israel's apartment. Kirk furious, where is my money? Israel rolled her eyes and said, I don't have it, I was fired. Is this the 13th job you've been fired from? If you was banging your boss, you could hold a job. Israel sighs, by next week I should have all your money. I wanted all of my money, like last week, and I don't think I should have to wait any longer. I heard they're looking for women to dance at the club, maybe you should apply. I was told the pay is great. Israel shook her head, rolled her eyes and yelled, I am not doing that. If you were selling your ass, you wouldn't be behind on your rent. Israel sucks her teeth and replied, I guess I will always be behind on my rent, because I don't plan on ever selling my behind. Kirk yelled, if you don't have my money by Friday, your behind will be evicted. After Kirk left, Israel went to the grocery store, where she saw someone that she hasn't seen in years. England upset, you are a bitch, do you know that? Israel replied calmly, nice to see you too. I carried you for 9 months, which felt like 9 years. I tried my best to be a good mother, but every day you make me regret having you. Israel with an attitude, you abandoned me as a child, you preferred your drugs over me, and when you got clean, you were a horrible mother. You forced me to have sex with your boyfriends for money. England yelling, I needed money, and you were too young to get a job, so I had to do what I thought was best. Israel yelling back, you made me work as a sex slave? A mother is supposed to protect her children, but you were never a mother to me, just a goat, who had a kid that turned out to be a wonderful person. England smiled and said, pissed off, oh. I'm a goat, and what are you? A lamb? One day you will need me. Israel smiled and said, the days I needed you are gone, I'm a woman now, but here's a thought to remember, you're an adult once, and a child twice. When Israel got home, within seconds, Mineral's husband Antoine popped up, and they had sex. While in bed cuddling, Israel sighs, what we are doing is terrible. Antoine kissed Israel and said, no, you mean it's incredible. Antoine, you are a married man. Yes, a miserable married man. You know my marriage is a mistake. When you threw our relationship away like trash, I was hurt and felt lost. Then Mineral came along and filled the gap in my heart that you put there when you left, but it's only after I married her I realized she is a psycho. Israel laughed and said, she thinks your penis is her property, so I know she would hate me and probably kill me if she knew I was trespassing all up and down on it. Antoine shook his head and replied, although she's my wife she could never come between us, but just to let you know she already hates you. Israel furious, seriously, why? Antoine nodded, jealousy. She thinks you are curse. She said other things too, about you being bipolar, but I don't want to get into that. Israel in shock, but still furious, really? Did she tell you she wanted to poison you? Antoine angry, what? Israel nodded, yeah, she wants to play dirty, well, I'm ready to get nasty. Antoine kissed Israel, then he got dressed and left. Chapter 2. Los Angeles, California. Wednesday morning at Israel's apartment. Damon impressed, you have some excellent songs here, your work will turn Felicia into an icon. Israel concerned, how much money am I going to get paid and when? It depends. On what? Damon bit his lip and said, each word is $50, so it depends on the number of words you write. I will bring your check tomorrow, but in the meantime I want you to get motivated and write more songs. Meanwhile, Jennifer and Mineral was at work gossiping. Mineral whispered, I was reading on the internet that a woman cooked with her panty in the pot, then she serves the food to her boyfriend, and forever they stayed together. Jennifer yelled in disguise, oh my God, Mineral. You just killed my appetite. You are so nasty. Heifer, stop your desperation, there are other men out there. If you can't deal with your husband cheating, divorce him and find another, because your madness is killing me. Mineral with an attitude, you don't understand, I don't want anybody else, but Antoine, and I would do anything to keep him. If you want to keep him you need to take your medication. Mineral snapped, just because I have multiple personalities you and Israel think everything I do is crazy, but they are women out there that are sane, and they do the same things as me just to keep their man because when you love somebody, you will do anything to maintain the relationship. Jennifer shook her head and said, thank God that I'm single because I will not make myself look like an imbecile for nobody. When you show your partner too much love, by loving too hard, you get hurt by your partner bad. Mineral sighs, you're right. I need to stop doing foolishness. Later that night at 11 p.m., when Shelley arrived at home, when she entered her house, someone was waiting for her. The unknown person chopped Shelley in the back of her head, killing her. Thursday morning. Damon ordered, the first thing you need to do with this money is move. I have a few things for you, follow me. Israel asked, curiously, where are we going? Outside to your brand new convertible, here are the keys, inside you'll see a surprise. Israel surprised, oh my gosh, are these brand name clothes and shoes? Damon raised his voice and said, you are a superstar songwriter, you shouldn't wear nothing but brand. Let's go back inside and start packing, I found the perfect place for you. Damon moved Israel into a luxurious neighborhood with mansions. Israel was overexcited. Damon smiled and said charmingly, now that you are a superstar songwriter, you have an image to uphold, so I have arranged for you to get your hair, nails, and makeup done, and later you have a dentist appointment. Israel said discombobulated, I have a question. Aren't I supposed to sign a contract? Damon smirked saying, don't worry about that. Now, I have another artist that need 12 songs, mostly about sex. I need these songs to be finished in 3 days. Israel shook her head and said, Damon, I don't know if I can write 12 songs in 3 days, that's a difficult task. Damon replied with a violent temper, no, it's not. I know songwriters that can write 20 songs in a day, so 3 days is a lot of time. Israel, I know you are stressed, so tell me, who's bothering you? Israel sighs, my mother, she has made my life a living hell. Damon yelled, the flames are upon her, and to hell she goes, never to burden you ever. Israel angry, also Kirk, my old landlord. All right, to the furnace with him. Neither one of them will bother you again. Later that night, Damon took Israel to an exotic party with famous people. Israel felt scared and uncomfortable because the women were in bikinis and the men in boxers. I know what you are thinking and how you are feeling, but you need to put aside your emotions and relax, said Damon. What kind of party is this? Israel asked nervously. I want to open your eyes, so you can see life and start enjoying it, so stop living like you're dead. Israel a little upset, why did you bring me here? To become more popular. 2 days out of every week, Famous billionaires have casual sex with the not-so-famous millionaires. The billionaires pay the millionaires, or they help promote their music, business, or products. Israel shook her head saying, I'm not into this. Damon sighs, I will not force you to do anything, but I'm sure you see a few rich men in here that you would love to have sex with. Israel, it's nothing wrong with having sex with someone that can boost your career or life. A woman may have a boyfriend for a year or two, she would have sex with him every day or a few times a week. At the end of their relationship she has nothing, no house, no car, just heartache, so don't be a crotch, but use it as an opportunity to get ahead in the world. Everything that happens here tonight stays here. Welcome to the secretive organization, where you sex for success. Now, tell me who you want, and I will get them for you. Israel bit her bottom lip and said, I want Zillion. Damon grinned, good choice. Zillion is a football player, rapper, and songwriter. He's worth $600 million. Israel smiled and said, and he's sexy. Damon snapped his fingers, and Zillion walked over. Zillion asked, what's the word? Damon smirked and replied in German, Frischfleisch. Damon walked off, to let Zillion and Israel chat. Zillion smiled and asked, what do you do? Israel smiled, I'm a songwriter. I wrote 6 songs for Felicia Phoenix. Zillion impressed, you wrote her hit single? Yup. Zillion, I just want to say that I love your music and I watch football just to see you play. Zillion touched Israel smiling, and said, let's go into the bedroom. While Zillion and Israel were about to have sex, Israel's mother was arguing with a man. England yelling, I did not steal your money. The man furious, you took my money, bitch, so give it back. I am not giving you anything, you got to kill me. Bitch, don't tempt me. England sucks her teeth and said, you owe me money, anyway. The man violently replied, I don't owe you a damn dime. Yes you do, for the marijuana I gave you. As England continued yelling, the man pulled out a sword and attacked England, striking her multiple times. Friday morning on the phone. Antoine smiling saying, I was on the internet listening to that new song by Felicia Phoenix, that you wrote. Wow. You wrote an amazing song. I also realized that you moved. I guess your songs gave you the life and money that you always wanted. You are proof that dreams come true. Israel replied, yes, I moved, and dreams only come true when you work hard and believe that they will. What's been happening with you and Miss Personalities? Antoine laughed, I'm divorcing her. She is too crazy for me. Israel, aren't you going to tell me where you live? We can't continue this any longer. Antoine upset, why not? Israel smiled, I have a man now. That I'm in love with, so I don't need you anymore. This man is a multimillionaire, soon to be billionaire. He can give me more than you can. He's sexy, amazing in bed, so I have no need for you. Antoine yelling furiously, Israel, I'm trying to get rid of my wife because I want to be with you, but you want to be with someone else? Antoine, be with your wife, and stop trying to hold on to what we had in the past, because we will never get back together. We were just sex buddies, nothing more. After getting off the phone with Antoine, Jennifer called. Jennifer said, did you hear the news? Shelley is dead. Israel shocked, what happened to her? Someone broke into her house and murdered her. Israel still shocked, damn, I guess revenge took her life. Jennifer shook her head and said, I will not lie, she was wicked, but she didn't deserve to die that way. Have you heard from Mineral? Nope, lately I have been so tied up with work that I hardly had time for you guys. That's why I want the 3 of us to hang out, tomorrow night, at my new house. Jennifer surprised, you're new, what? Israel said excited, yes Jenny, I moved. I got to go, but I will text you the directions on your cell, my man is here. Jennifer asked, still surprised, you have a man now? Israel still excited, yes I will tell you about him tomorrow when you guys come over. See you all then. Zillion said, as a multimillionaire, every woman wants you, which makes it hard to know who really loves you, but I know that you love me and I love you too. Israel blushed and said, I always thought love was a fairy tale, then we kissed, and I knew love had to be real. I love you more. Tell me, what are some other things that you want to accomplish in your life? I would love to be a singer. Zillion impressed, wow. If your voice is as beautiful as you and the songs you write, I can get you in the studio with me to sing on a few of my records. Israel excited, that would be the best day of my life. Zillion asked curiously, how often are you supposed to go to the secret society for sex? Israel shook her head and said, that was a one-time thing. Do you go regularly? Zillion shook his head and said, I used to, but now that I have you, there is no reason for me to continue going. Israel smiled and said, I'm glad to hear that. A few minutes after Zillion left, Mineral called Israel. Mineral yelling furiously, bitch, I thought you were my friend. Israel replied in shock, Mineral, are you in your right state of mind? Who do you think you're talking to? I know who I'm talking to, Israel. Antoine told me you have been sleeping with him. Israel furious, I see Antoine lost his mind too. All the men in the world and you bang my man. Why? Antoine doesn't love you, you shouldn't waste the rest of your life with a man like him. You are jealous, because you don't have a man, but it's not my fault that you can't hold a man or a job. I got that job for you at the cleaning firm, because I thought you were my friend. I even taught you how to put words together to make beautiful songs, but all you did was use me, so I hope you're ready for what's coming your way. Later that night, Israel kept calling Zillion, but he wasn't answering his phone, and he wasn't at home. Israel went to the secret society to see if he was there, and what she saw broke her heart, and almost gave her a heart attack. Israel shocked and hurt, what the heck is this, you're gay? Zillion embarrassed, no, I'm straight, and I love you. Israel sighs, if you love me, why are you here screwing another man? Zillion shook his head, it's just business, Israel. I want to be an actor and sleeping with him would get me roles in movies. I want to be a billionaire, and nobody gets to that level just by hard work. You got to bang somebody to get to the top. Israel teary-eyed, I don't believe that, because I didn't bang to get where I am. Zillion sighs, you're not at the top yet, but I'm sure you sold your soul to get where you are. Israel discombobulated, what? Pardon me. Don't you know who Damon Devon is? He is the devil. Israel with an attitude, what crap are you telling me, are you drunk or high? Zillion replied, nervously, I think I said too much, goodbye, Israel. Meanwhile, Israel's old landlord Kirk was in his bed sleeping, when someone poured gasoline around his house, setting it on fire. Saturday morning on the phone. Jennifer said, Israel, Kirk is dead, he was burnt to death in his house last night. Israel replied, with a lot on her mind, oh. Okay. Jennifer worried, what's wrong with you? Did you and your man break up? It appears your mind is somewhere else. Israel hurt and confused, I don't want to talk about that. I'm good. Do you still want me and Mineral to come over later? Israel snapped furiously, as long as I live, I don't want Mineral around me. She and her husband need to be admitted to the psychiatric hospital. Jennifer asked concerned, what did Mineral do to you? That psycho called me, cursing me for sleeping with her husband. Jennifer in shock, were you? Israel paused for a while before she whispered, yeah. Jennifer asked, upset, how could you do such a thing to your friend? Mineral meant Antoine through me. I introduced them to each other, right after me and Antoine broke up. I didn't have a man, so when the nights were cold, and I needed holding, I called him. I didn't mean to hurt Mineral, but things happen. Jennifer sighs, you better hope her crazy butt don't poison you, but do you want me to come over later? Israel replied calmly, no, I'm not in the mood for company, I'll call you later. As soon as Israel got off the phone, Damon was there in her house, standing behind her. Israel frightened, oh my God, you scared me, how did you get in here? Damon replied, I can get in anywhere, now, stop asking questions and listen. When you become successful, which you are, you shift certain people that are unsuccessful, because they become jealous and they break your pockets, do you understand? Israel answered, I comprehend. Damon smiling, there is someone that wanted to meet you, so I bought the iconic superstar, Felicia Phoenix. Israel smiling, she was surprised, she said, oh my God, I am speechless. Felicia smiling, I adore your work, and I can't wait for you to write the songs for my next album. And I can't wait to hear you sing them, you have an exquisite voice. Damon furious, alright, that's enough, you all are killing me with all that love shit. Felicia, can you wait for me outside, I need to talk to Israel. Felicia said, sure, nice meeting you. Israel smiling, you too. Damon asked, have you worked on any songs today? Israel shook her head, not really. My mind was occupied on trying to figure out certain things. Damon upset, the only thing your mind should be occupied on is the work that I'm paying you to do, let me show you something. Israel screamed, what is that you're holding? And is that blood? Damon grinned, this is a contract, with your name and yes, that's your blood. Israel yelled, where did you get that from? Damon calmly replied, the day when I came to your apartment, you came on your period. The blood dropped on this paper, which you wrote on willing to do anything for wealth and fame. Israel confused, what does this all mean? Damon laughing, the inner you was bought. Your spirit belongs to me. Israel crying and screaming, no, this is a mistake. Before Israel could blink, Damon was gone. Israel cried the entire night. Sunday morning at Israel's mansion. Israel asked, where's that contract? I want you to rip that up and burn it. Damon laughed, what's done cannot be reversed, so how many songs have you finished? Israel shouted, I'm a Christian, I was raised in a church. I have a relationship with God. Damon nodded, fine. I will destroy the contract, and within a day, you will be dead. Israel yelling, why would I have to die? Damon furious, if you break the rules, you'll be punished, if you break the contract, you'll die. It makes no sense telling anyone about this, because everyone will think you're crazy, and no one can save you. Israel crying, I'm dreaming, and this is a nightmare. I need to wake up. Damon yelled violently, this is not a nightmare, because you're not dreaming. Since you're having a hard time writing the songs that I need, you know what you have to do. Make a sacrifice. Israel yelled, what? Who do you want to be killed? Israel on her knees crying, I don't want anybody to be killed, only you for tricking me. Damon smirked, if only I wasn't dead already. You sacrificed 3 people, you can sacrifice another. Israel shaking, who are these 3 people? Damon's eyes began to change colors, as he continued to yell, don't act like you don't know. You had Shelley Washington, your old boss killed, along with your old landlord Kirk, and your mother. Israel screamed, no, did you have those people killed? Damon smiled, no, you had those people sacrificed. Israel said screaming, God, in heaven, please save my soul. Damon laughing, it's too late for that, but since you don't want to have anyone sacrifice, there's another option. What's that? Every writer comes to a standstill where they don't know what to write, so when that happens, drugs help. Cocaine takes you to a level higher than you could imagine. You would have lyrics for life. Either do that or sacrifice someone. Israel wiped her teary eyes and asked, if I sacrifice 2 people, can I get my soul back? Damon shook his head and said, you're funny. Who do you want to sacrifice? Israel angry, I want Mineral and Antoine dead. Damon grinned, all you have to do is sacrifice the people you hate, and we won't have any problems. All you have to do is cooperate with me, and you will live a luxurious life. After Damon left, Israel called Zillion. A few minutes later she went over to his mansion. Israel asked, have you sold your soul too? Zillion answered, my soul was taken, I didn't sell it. Israel confused, how do you mean? Zillion explained, I was given a contract to sign, I didn't read it. I just browsed through. I wrote my name in red ink, but after signing, I realized the fine print said, this contract states you are now the property of Damon Devon, also known as Satan. Israel crying, that's messed up. Zillion continued, Damon made a doctor's appointment for me, he said, He needed to make sure I didn't have any diseases, so I had blood taken, but little did I know, they were taking blood to put on the contract that I signed. Israel wiping her eyes, what did you do? Zillion shook his head, saying, Israel, there is nothing that I can do. If I try to get out, I will be murdered. He has many workers, working for him. Honestly, this life is awesome. I wouldn't want to change a thing. All you have to do is obey, and sacrifice people you hate. Israel, when you saw me that night, Damon told me to have sex with that guy to get a role in a movie. I was just obeying the rules, but I didn't want to do it. Israel asked curiously, was that the first time that you ever had sex with a man? Zillion nodded, yeah. Israel asked, concerned, how can you live this life, having to do humiliating things, and for what? A role in a movie, or to remain famous? How can you look yourself in the mirror? Zillion sighs, I came from poverty to luxury, and I refuse to go back to poverty. Our soul is useless, we don't need it. Israel shook her head saying, we are going to hell. Zillion smiled, we are already there, and it's not that bad. Israel with an attitude, when I met you, I thought I found love, but love turned out to be evil. Zillion upset, welcome to life. The things you think you want, never turns out the way you think, it's all an illusion, but I love you. After leaving Zillion's mansion, Israel went home, and Mineral was waiting for her. Mineral said, hi, surprised to see me, are you? I followed you, and your songs brought you a long way. Are you not going to invite me in? Israel upset, I didn't give you an invitation to appear at my place, so, no. Mineral angry, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have these things, so I want my share. I don't like to share, but if I had a loaded gun, I would have shared all the bullets with you. I think you need to give me what I'm asking for because this situation can get dreadful. You need to get your ass away from me, because I'm not in a good mood. Mineral took out a pistol from out of her bag and aimed it at Israel. Mineral in a violent tone said, what do you have to say now, whore? Israel shook her head, saying, you're crazier than I thought. I want $1 million now, for everything I have done for you. Israel shouted, you might as well pull the trigger, because you aren't getting nothing from me, so go ahead, kill me. In a hateful way, Israel stared at Mineral. Her and Mineral got into a scuffle. The both of them slapped, scratched, bit and punched each other. Then the pistol dropped and went off. Someone was shot and killed. Chapter 3. Los Angeles, California. Mineral was shot and killed. Israel had blood all over her, she was shaking and terrified. Then out of the blue Damon appeared, I always knew you were a murderer, but I didn't think you had the heart to do it. Said Damon laughing. Israel upset and afraid, do you think this is funny? Now, I will be arrested and be in jail for life. You won't go to jail. Damon snapped his finger, and 6 men in black suits appeared. The men took Mineral's body and vanished. Israel asked, in shock. Where did they go? Damon aggravated, you need to go in the house and change your bloody clothes and stop being inquisitive. Israel sucked her teeth and said, I finished the songs. I know you did, that's why I'm here. Let me have them. Israel asked concerned, what are those men going to do with Mineral's body? They will burn her body to ashes, so her body will never be found. Kia Sky will love these songs, she will be the biggest singing sex star ever. I'll bring your money for you tomorrow. Before Israel could utter another word, Damon was gone. On Monday morning, Antoine called Israel to see if she knew where Mineral was. Israel yelled, do I look like your wife's outside man? How the heck would I know where she is? Antoine asked upset, why are you acting like such a bitch? I was just asking you a question. You need to ask the man that your wife is banging these questions, not me, and how could you tell Mineral that we were screwing each other? I didn't mean to, it was an accident, the words just slipped off of my tongue and into her ears. I wish you would slip off of something, stop calling me, let my number slip from your brain and your phone. Antoine grinned, you think you are royalty, just because you wrote a few popular songs, but you aren't, because you slept around to get where you are. And you are upset because you can't sleep around to get where you want to be. I feel sorry for you though, because life sucks when you are broke. After hanging up the phone on Antoine, Damon appeared at Israel's mansion with her money. Damon said, "You know, you have such beautiful skin." Israel blushed, "Thank you." Damon smiled, "It wasn't a compliment. Your skin would be much sexier if you had a tattoo." Israel shook her head saying, "I'm a Christian, the Bible says, tattoos are a marking of the beast." Damon replied a little upset, "You are a Leo, right?" Israel rolled her eyes and said, "Yeah." "Well, you're a beast already, so get the tattoo and stop quoting the Bible. The next time you quote something from the Bible, I will have your tongue removed." Israel mumbled, "I'm afraid of needles, so I can't get any ink on my skin." Damon smirked, "No problem, I'll just have you drugged, and you won't feel a thing." Israel upset, "Why do I have to do all these things? I'm just a songwriter." "When you became a songwriter, you became a part of a cult. And that cult worships me. Do as I say, when I say or die. Now, get the tattoos and later tonight I want you to meet me at the secretive organization, for 10 p.m. After Damon left, Jennifer arrived. Israel surprised, "Hey." Jennifer said, "I was worried about you. The last time we talked on the phone you sound suicidal, so I had to come by to make sure you were okay. I love this castle you got here, all you need now is your king." Israel smiling, "This mansion brought hell in my life, and I would like to sell it. This life isn't how it seems, believe me. Come in." "Well, I'm broke as hell, and I would do anything right now to have your life, so do you want to trade?" Israel shook her head and replied, "You can have my life, because I hate it. Don't think I lost my mind when I say this, but these people are the devil's demons." Jennifer was shocked, she yelled, "What?" As Israel was about to explain, she heard Damon's voice whispering, "Keep your mouth shut, or I will stitch your lips together." Jennifer yelling, "Israel, what do you mean?" Israel replied nervously, "They are wicked people, but we will talk later. I will come by you tomorrow night." As Jennifer was getting in her car, Zillion rolled up in his limo. When Zillion got out, and Jennifer saw him, she screamed from being so excited. She ran up to him, taking pictures with her cell phone. Israel yelling, "Jennifer, calm down, relax, chill." Zillion, "I'm sorry, my best friend hasn't seen many stars in her life before." Zillion smiled, "It's cool." Israel asked, "What are you doing here?" Zillion answered, "I just wanted to know if you were going to the secretive organization tonight." Israel asked, curiously, "Why? Can we talk in private?" Israel sighs, "Sure. Goodbye, Jennifer, see you tomorrow night." Zillion, "Let's go inside." "Why do you want to know if I'm going to the secretive organization tonight? Are you going to be there?" "Yes, I will be there. Tonight, all the songwriters, musicians, producers, actors, and directors will be there. It will be a crazy night, so prepare yourself." Israel asked worried, "What do you mean?" Zillion sighs, "Be prepared to smoke, drink, and sex everyone. See you there." "Hey Zillion, I was told to get a tattoo. Why do I have to get one?" "It's to prove your loyalty, and everything the Bible says don't do, we have to do." 10 p.m. At the secretive organization. Felicia Phoenix smiled, "Israel, how are you?" Israel replied confused, "I'm fine, and I can see you are, too." Felicia blushed, "You are so nice, is this your first time here?" "No, but to be honest, I don't enjoy being here." "Why?" "This is a boost for your career, you should love coming here." Israel asked curiously, "Don't you feel strange, having sex with lots of people?" Felicia shook her head, "No. I love money, and sleeping with wealthy people puts more money in my bank account. Here, have a drink." "I'm not really a drinker, I hate how alcohol makes me feel when I overdrink." "Then just don't overdrink." "I would like everyone's attention," said Damon as he continued to say, "I want to thank everyone for coming here tonight. I know you all will enjoy yourselves, so let the fun begin." Everyone in the mansion started taking their clothes off. They were getting ready to have sex. Israel drank and drank until she passed out. On Tuesday morning, Israel woke up at home with a migraine and an upset stomach. Damon smiled. "Hey Miss Alcoholic, I see you enjoyed yourself last night." Israel asked worried, "What the hell happened? How the hell did I get home?" "Felicia brought your drunken ass home. If you can't hold your liquor, maybe you shouldn't drink. If you were somewhere else, you would have gotten robbed, raped and killed." Israel sighs. "I don't need you lecturing me. I'm an adult. What the hell is this shit on me?" Israel yelled furiously. Damon laughed. "Were you so drunk you don't remember getting those 3 tattoos? Anyway, I need you to write a script for a movie. You have a week to complete it." Israel shook her head and said, "But I never wrote a script before." Damon sighs. "It's not that hard. Just write about an intelligent man that figures out a way to hack ATMs. Make it interesting, with lots of action and some comedy." When Damon left Israel's mansion, a handsome billionaire named Majesty was outside her door knocking. Israel answered, with a smirk, "Hi." Majesty smiled. "We met last night, but you probably don't remember." Israel shook her head and said, "Last night was the worst night of my life." "I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm hoping I can make today the best day of your life." Zillion told me you are interested in singing, so would you be interested in creating your own album? Israel was speechless. "If you need time to think about it, I understand. Here's my business card, call me." "Wait. Majesty, can I ask you something?" "You have all of my attention, so ask me anything." "I know you came from a Christian background, so when you became a part of this industry, was it difficult for you to fit in?" "Not really. I worship God and also Satan. God loves me because he had Jesus died for my sins, but God takes long to give you your blessings. However, Satan gives me things I desire fast, and he doesn't want much." "Yeah, just your soul," said Israel being sarcastic. Israel shook her head, with tears in her eyes and said, "I don't like this life. The things we have to do to be wealthy, it's embarrassing, uncomfortable, demonic and crazy. Israel, the worst life to live, is a broke life. Not having enough food in your house or not having enough money to take care of yourself. Living paycheck to paycheck. Do you know how many people would rather sell their souls and be rich than to be hungry and broke? God is a forgiving God, no matter what you do, he will forgive you. But I don't like to sacrifice people or sleep with multiple people." Majesty smiled and said, "Do you think Christians enjoy going to church every Sunday, or do you think they enjoy praying every time they get ready to eat a meal?" "No, but they do it, so if these are things you have to do to stay on top, don't complain, do it." Chapter 4. Los Angeles, California. Later that night, Israel went over to Jennifer's house. Jennifer said concerned, "I was thinking about what you told me, and I want to invite you to church on Sunday." That night, the two friends stayed up talking, laughing and watching movies. On Wednesday, as soon as Israel got home, Damon was waiting for her. Israel asked, upset, "What are you doing here?" Damon replied, "Someone put nude photos of you on the internet. I believe it was your ex-boyfriend, Antoine." Israel, furious, yelled, "What?" Israel looked at the photos and almost fainted. Israel screamed, "Can't you have these pictures removed, and when are you going to have his ass killed?" "I can, but this is good for your career. You will be even richer and more famous, but he will be killed soon. I wanted him to be killed like ever since. How could he do this to me? How in the hell do men say they love women, then does shit like this?" Damon smirked, "Men can't handle broken hearts, so when the heart gets broken, the woman ends up in the coffin. You know what I mean, revenge isn't supposed to be nice, it's supposed to hurt." Israel rolled her eyes and asked, "When is that idiot going to be dead?" Damon snapped, "Don't ask me questions. Now, answer me this, are you planning on working with Majesty on an album?" Israel asked, curiously, "Did he tell you about that?" "I told you don't ask me questions, but no, he didn't. You can work with him on an album, but in 6 days, you better have my script ready." On Thursday for the whole day, Israel worked on the script. Meanwhile, around midnight after leaving the strip club, intoxicated, Antoine was robbed and beaten to death by 3 men. On Friday, Israel went over to Majesty's mansion. Majesty smiled, "I'm happy to see you. Come in." Israel asked, "How many songs will this album have, and do I have to write the songs?" "Because I'm getting sick of writing. Your album will have 18 songs, and I have already written them. All you have to do is sing as beautifully as possible." Israel smiled, "I can do that." "I was wondering, did you tell Damon that you were producing my album?" Majesty shook his head, "No. Damon knows everything. He knows you are here right now. He's probably watching us, but remember, the whole reason for the secretive organization is to help boost each other's career. The people you have sex with that are wealthier than you, are supposed to help you, so I'm helping you." Israel asked worried, "Did we have sex?" Majesty smirked, "No. Zillion said you and him were supposed to work on a record together, but he knows you want nothing to do with him since you saw him in the act. His way of helping you is through me. Instead of you working on a record with him, you will work on your own album." Israel shook her head and sighs, "I really liked him." Majesty sighs, "You can't take certain things in this business too seriously, because if you do, for the rest of your life you will be lonely, and being lonely will destroy you mentally. Besides, last night, you became sexual with a few women, so you shouldn't judge him." Israel, in shock, asked, "Who did I become sexual with, and what happened?" "That conversation is for the secretive organization, and we are not there, we are here, so let's work on these songs. Talking is time wasted for making money." Israel worked in the studio at Majesty's mansion, right through till Saturday night. When she got home, Damon was waiting for her as usual. Israel rolled her eyes and said, "We might as well be married, because you were always at my house waiting for me like a husband waits for his wife." Damon replied with an attitude, "I'm sorry you feel that way because you are not my type, but I hope you have my script just about ready." "I will have it ready by Monday, so relax." "Are you sure that you want to be a singer?" "Singers have to do more things, just to stay on top, and I don't think you are ready for that." Israel replied with an attitude, "I wasn't ready for this life either, but as you can see I'm living it. Good night." Damon laughed, "Just because you are hanging out with a billionaire you feel that you are a queen, but remember who I am, and never forget what I can do to you. Have a good night, try not to get choked by the demons while you sleep." On Sunday morning, at church, the pastor preached, "Everyone on earth will be tested and tempted, but you have to know how to refuse the devil. He will offer you the world, but your soul is more valuable than the world or the things in it. Why else would you think he would want your soul?" In Matthew 4 verse 10, Jesus said to Satan, "For it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve." In Matthew 21 verse 22, Jesus said, "And all things, whatsoever you shall ask for in prayer, believing, you shall receive." The pastor said, in life, all we have to do is believe, and we will receive. Just believe that God will make a way when there is no way at all, and we will receive the blessings he has for us. Faith is powerful, so always have faith. Is there anyone in here today that wants to let God be their guide and accept him as their Lord and Savior? Jennifer looked at Israel and said, "Israel, now is the time to go up, and ask God to forgive you, and cleanse you from the wicked." As Israel was about to get up to go to the altar to be prayed for, she threw up. "Oh my God, Israel, are you okay?" Jennifer asked. Worried. Israel shook her head as she continued to throw up. "No, I don't feel well. Come, let's go to the bathroom." While in the bathroom, Jennifer asked, "What's going on with you, Israel?" Israel sighs, "I think I might be pregnant." Jennifer replied, "Let's go by you, so we can talk." When they arrived at Israel's mansion, Jennifer asked, "Who is the lucky guy?" "I believe it's Zillion." Jennifer snapped, "Well, you need to get rid of it, a child right now is bad for your career." Israel replied a little freaked out, "What do you mean?" Jennifer began to shake, smoke came from her pores as she transformed into Damon. Israel screamed and fainted from being in shock. Damon whispered in her ears in a demonic way, "You will abort this child or face harsh consequences." then he vanished. Later that night, Israel finished writing the script, so she called Jennifer. Jennifer answered, "Hello." Israel asked, concerned, "What happened today at church?" Jennifer shook her head and said, "I don't know, I wasn't there, but I heard you weren't feeling well. Are you feeling better now?" Israel replied confused, "I feel a lot better, but I swear you was there. I texted you and told you I couldn't make it because I had diarrhea. I have been on the toilet all day. Are you sure you're okay?" Israel whispered, "I think I'm going crazy." Jennifer shook her head and said, "You are going to go crazy when you hear what I'm about to tell you." "What's that?" "Antoine's dead." Israel replied with an attitude, "He deserves to die. He put naked pictures of me on the internet." Jennifer asked, worried, "Israel, please tell me you had nothing to do with Antoine's death?" "I would never do such a thing. I got to go." Monday morning, Damon went by Israel for the script. Damon said, "I will browse through this and tomorrow, I will bring your payment. How is your album coming along?" Israel smiled and replied, "Great. You know, yesterday, I had a nightmare. I was standing right here with my best friend Jennifer, then she turned into you." Damon laughed, "That wasn't a nightmare, it was reality, but if you keep that child that's growing in your stomach, that's when the nightmare will become a reality." Israel yelled, "This is my first child, so I'm not getting rid of it?" When Damon left upset, Israel called Zillion to tell him about the pregnancy. While she was on the phone, an unexpected guest was outside knocking at her door, and it was Kia Sky. Israel smirked, "Hey." Kia smirked, "Hola, aren't you going to let me in?" "Yes, but what are you doing here?" Kia shook her head and replied, "I couldn't stop thinking about you after what happened that night at the secretive organization." Israel replied worried, "What happened that night?" "We had sex." Israel yelled in shock, "What?" "Yup. I had many women before, but you were the best, and now I can't stop thinking about you." "I'm happy to hear that, but I'm not gay." "You should be, because you know how to please a woman. I bought some champagne for us to drink, so get the glasses." "I can't drink. I'm on medication." "When you're on medication, and you drink, you get a better buzz, don't you know that?" "Why are you here?" "You are an amazing songwriter. You wrote some awesome songs for me." Israel blushed, "Thanks, and you sang them sweetly." Kia sighs, "I will leave, but can I get a hug? I'm getting ready to go on tour, and I don't know when I will see you again. Plus, I'm fascinated by your work and your tongue." Israel's eyes opened wide as she rolled them and said, "I will give you a hug. Don't try anything out of the way." Kia smiled, "Don't worry, I will keep my lips away from yours." When Israel reached over to hug Kia, she pulled out a needle and injected Israel in her stomach. Then Kia ran off. Israel, in shock, screamed as she became weak and dozed off. A few hours later, when Israel woke, she was laying in blood. Israel had a miscarriage, she cried and cried as suicidal thoughts were running through her head. Just then Majesty was outside. When he heard Israel bawling, he opened the door and saw her covered in blood as she laid on the floor. Majesty yelled, panicking, "Oh my God, Israel, what happened?" Israel screaming, "I want to die, I can't live this life anymore, just kill me now. Did someone hurt you? I lost my baby. I was pregnant." Majesty sighs, "You need to get out of these clothes and take a shower, let me help you." Majesty filled the jacuzzi with water, then he helped Israel out of her clothes, and into the jacuzzi, he bathed her. Israel was still crying. After her bath, Majesty dried her skin and put clothes on her. Majesty said, "I will call my doctor?" Israel shook her head, "Today has been the longest and worst day of my life." "Are you ready to tell me what happened?" Kia Sky injected me with some kind of drug, which made me have a miscarriage. I don't understand, why did she do such a horrible thing to me? Majesty replied furiously, "To boost her career, but don't stress your sexy self, I will deal with her." Majesty asked, concerned, "Who were you pregnant for?" Zillion. When the doctor came, he did a few tests on Israel to make sure she was all right. When he left, Israel fell asleep, so Majesty called an assassin. The assassin asked, "What's the word?" Majesty said furiously in French, "Circuel." Who? Kia Sky. In the morning, Majesty had breakfast made for Israel. Majesty smiled, "Morning, cutie." Israel smiled, "Morning, did you sleep here last night?" "Yes, I didn't feel right leaving you alone, so I stayed to keep you safe. I'm sure your girlfriend is probably worried about you. You should get home to her, but thanks for caring." "I don't have a girlfriend, I have flings, and you are welcome." Israel shook her head and said, "I hope you are not trying to make me one of your flings. I would never try to do that to you. You see, in life they are girls, women, and wifey material. I can see that you are wifey material. When a man finds a woman that is wifey material, he should consider himself lucky, because it's hard finding women like that in today's world. Are you going to tell Zillion what happened?" Before Israel could reply, Zillion was outside knocking. Majesty opened the door and Zillion ran in. Zillion was surprised to see Majesty. Zillion asked, "What are you doing here?" Majesty upset, "Apparently your job, you should have been here." Zillion with an attitude, "I'm here now, so you can go." "Israel, are you okay?" Majesty yelled, "Where were you? Are you a lawyer now, are you working for the police?" "I was on my way over here when Kia popped up at my place." "I hope you know that Kia is on the death list." Zillion yelled confused, "What?" Israel sighs, and said furiously, "She made me lose my child." Majesty said, "But you probably don't care, because it seems like Kia was more important than your girl and unborn child." "That is not true." Israel shook her head and said, "He isn't my man, I'm single." Israel, Kia, and Zillion were a couple, but I will leave so you two can talk. "I don't want you to leave." Zillion, you leave. You heard her, get out. I'm the one that introduced you to him, if it wasn't for me, you would still be a songwriter. I helped advance your career, you owe me. Israel snapped, "The only thing I owe you is a broken jaw. Now, get your bisexual, don't know what you want to be ass out my mansion." Right after Zillion left, Damon appeared. Damon sighs, "I wasn't able to bring your money yesterday because I was caught up with business, but I'm here to give it to you now." Majesty, what are you doing here? Just business. She's getting ready to drop an album, remember? Oh yeah. When will that be dropping? Soon enough. Damon asked, smirking, "Israel, did you lose weight? It looks like you lost a few pounds." Israel stared at Damon in an evil way and said, "The only weight that I would like to lose permanently is you." Damon laughed and left. Meanwhile, Kia was at a club having a few drinks, with a guy that she just met. Kia asked, "So what's your name again?" "Luke." "Kia, I just love those arousing songs that you sing." Kia smirked and said in a sexy voice, "Oh really, do you jerk off when you listen to my music?" Luke grabbed his crotch and said, "All the time. In fact, you're turning me on all now, am I turning you on too?" Kia blushed, "Kind of." Luke smiled, "I got something big that I would like to put in your mouth." "How much would I have to pay to have sex with you?" Kia snapped, "Excuse me, I am a star, not a prostitute, so get away from me. You weirdo." Kia got up and went outside, she was going to her car. When a man sneaked up behind her, put his hand over her mouth and dragged her to his car, where he raped her and strangled her to death. On Wednesday, Israel was in the studio for the whole day working on her album at Majesty's mansion. The both of them were falling in love with each other. Majesty smiled and said, "You will make so much money." Israel replied smiling, "And so are you. Thanks for being by my side. I really hope you are being real and not fake. I'm realizing that there is no one in this business that you can trust." That is so true. This business is a battle to see who can make the most money and stay on the throne. However, I've always been real, because fakeness doesn't look good on me. Israel said, blushing, "Did I ever tell you, you are very handsome?" Majesty smirked and said, "You just did." Israel asked, trying to change the subject. Was it difficult getting to where you are in your career? It damn sure wasn't easy. I had to lie, steal, kill, and do some nasty things, but it was all worth it. How do you deal with the public? I mean, sometimes the things they put on the internet can be very hurtful. You know you are a star when you got a lot of haters. Women hate because they wish they were you, and men hate because they can't get you. In this business, you have no privacy. Everywhere you go all you see is cameras. In this business, learn to ignore the negative trash that people write about you on the internet. As a woman, you will be called a whore, or crazy. As a man, you will be called gay, or a rapist, but regardless of what people label you as, stay strong and ignore them. In fact, don't even read the crap that people write about you on the internet. Israel shook her head and said, I still want to get out of this business. Majesty sighs, the only way you can get out of this business is if you found your contract and rip it up. However, Damon would kill you before you even got close to your contract. On Thursday, Damon appeared at Israel's mansion. Damon said, do you remember the script you wrote? Israel nodded, yeah. I bought the actor here, to meet you. He will be the star of the movie. His name is Donald Francisco. Israel smiled, nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan. Donald replied with a smirk, and I'm a fan of your work. You're very talented. Thank you. In the future, I would appreciate it if you would write another script for me. Israel nodded, it would be my pleasure. Damon sighs, all right Donald, I need to speak to Israel, so excuse yourself. Donald said, I will see you around, Israel. Damon said, Israel, if you weren't so disrespectful, you wouldn't have lost your unborn child the way you had. Israel upset, did you make Kia do that to me? Damon upset, don't ask me questions, you need to realize that I am your boss. This is what you need to do for me. Make a sacrifice. Israel yelled, don't you get tired killing people? Damon yelling, don't you get tired questioning me? Israel, sacrifice somebody or die. I want Kia Sky sacrificed. Damon laughing, she's already dead. Name someone else. Israel was shocked to hear that Kia was dead, so she mumbled, Zillion, I want him dead. The two of you are nuts. I guess that's why you all relationship turned unsalted and lost its flavor. However, Zillion is in prison for the death of Kia Sky, and for you to sacrifice him you need to be richer than him. Give me another name. Oh. I know, what about Jennifer, your best friend? Israel said furiously, she's a good person, I would never sacrifice her. You should really be a comedian because you make me laugh. Don't you know Antoine used to cheat on you with Jennifer? Israel shook her head, you're a liar, Jennifer is a Christian woman. Damon furious, Jennifer is a whore, that uses the church to cover up her bad ways. Don't you know how many demons hide in the church? Even some pastors in the church are the biggest demons. You should read your Bible. Israel said sarcastically, wow. Satan is trying to preach. Do you want to become an angel again? I see why you don't have a man, but I hope the man that you are trying to attract don't have you sacrificed. As soon as Damon vanished, Israel drove over to Jennifer's house. Jennifer said surprised, hi, stranger. Israel upset, I need you to be honest with me, when me and Antoine were together, was you banging him? Jennifer replied nervously, no. What kind of person do you think I am? Jennifer, you are my best friend, don't lie to me. Were you involved with Antoine when I was his girl? Did Antoine tell you we were involved? I thought you were a Christian. Jennifer yelled, don't you dare use my religion on me. Rather, I'm a Christian, or not everybody makes mistakes. Have you forgotten when you slept with my man? What, you thought I didn't know? Well guess what, revenge hurts, doesn't it? Israel sighs, I didn't know he was your man because he told me you were just friends, and you never told me he was your man. However, revenge hurts, and it's going to hurt you more than it will hurt me. See you. On Friday, Israel's first single was released, and within minutes it was a hit. Majesty said smiling, all you need to do now is get some photos taken for your album, and in a month your album will be available for the public. Israel smiled excited, from a songwriter to a singer, this is amazing. Yeah, but as a singer, life will be much more stressful. You have to do interviews and tours. Other singers or rappers may want you to do a collab with them. You may be offered a few roles in movies or TV shows, so be prepared to drink a lot or start smoking. Israel sighs, I think I need a drink all now. Majesty asked, concerned, what's the matter? Yesterday I found out that a guy I was involved with was screwing my best friend while we were still together. My best friend said she did it to get back at me for banging a guy she was sleeping with, but the guy told me they were just friends. Long story short, I was in shock. My best friend is supposed to be a Christian. Majesty shook his head and said, she isn't a Christian. What made her confess to you? She didn't, Damon told me, so I went by her to find out the truth. How Damon knows these things? Majesty raised his voice and said, he's the devil, don't you understand? Israel shook her head and said, it is certain things in life, that no matter how good you explain it, some people will never understand, and this is one of these situations. Well, understand this, Satan is real. Are you going to the secretive organization tonight? Israel yelled, of course not, I hate that place, are you? Majesty shook his head, I'm a billionaire. I'm already at the top of my throne, so I don't have to go. I got enough money to pay the devil to go the fuck away, but you know that Damon will make you go, right? He isn't my father, he can't make me do a damn thing. You know, since I joined this industry, I lost all my friends. If you sacrificed them, I guess they weren't your friends, but don't dwell on that. In life, you have to remove the people that aren't any help to you. I realize that sometimes the people you think are your friends are the ones that are just there in your life pulling you down and stopping you from receiving your blessings. Later that day, at Israel's place, Damon clapped and said, I must tell you, that single you got is hotter than the flames in hell. Israel smirked, thanks. I see that Majesty has a thing for you, I guess he just wants to trespass on your ass, then leave you on the curb, like a prostitute. Israel yelled, why are you here? Damon replied with an attitude, I need some songs. Israel laughed, I've graduated from a songwriter to a singer, and if I write songs it would be for my album, so find someone else. Damon got furious, he said in a demonic voice, I discovered your broke ass, you were nothing, you little bitch, but I placed you on a pedestal. You don't want to see the dark, evil in me, I have been holding back. Now you will have 10 songs written for me by tomorrow night, or in your coffin is where your deceased body will rest. Oh, and tonight you have to go to the secretive organization. Damon turned into a flame and all that he left behind was smoke. On Saturday night when Damon went to Israel for the songs, he got even furious when Israel told him she didn't write any songs. Damon yelling, I knew that your dumb bitch ass wasn't going write those songs, and I also knew that you weren't going to the secretive organization, so I bought someone here. Jennifer, come in. Jennifer walked into Israel's mansion with a loaded rifle behind her back. Israel with an attitude, what is she doing here? I thought she was supposed to be sacrificed. Damon smiled, she was, but she made a deal with me. She will do anything I say to be in your position, so to have everything you own all she has to do is sacrifice you. Israel responded nervously, she can't sacrifice me, because I'm more valuable than her. It's true, but I made the rules, so I can break them, and I choose to break this one. I should have you framed for the death of Mineral. Israel snapped, but I didn't kill her, her death was accidental, and you know that. Jennifer in shock yelled, wait. Mineral is dead. Damon shook his head and said, Israel, all I know is that you killed her on purpose, and that's exactly what I would have told the police. And yes, Jennifer, Mineral is dead. Israel shot her. Israel looked at Jennifer as she shook her head and said, Mineral's intention was to kill me. She pulled a pistol on me, then we got into a scuffle. The pistol dropped and went off. Mineral was shot in her chest. She died on the spot. Damon yelled, "Believe nothing that Israel tells you, because she is a liar, she tried to have you sacrificed. Isn't that right, Israel?" Israel stared at Damon and Jennifer with an evil stare, but she didn't say a word. Damon smiled, "Israel, you walk around here, thinking you're God, but you're just a stray dog without me." Damon said, in a demonic, violent voice, "I'm Lucifer, I'm the devil, I'm Satan, also known as the serpent. I own your soul. I have powers, and you have nothing, but since you don't like this life, I'll take your life. Jennifer, kill her." Israel yelled, smirking, "Wait. You're doing all of this because you realize that you can't control me like the rest of your demons, so you're using my used to be best friend to kill me. Yeah, you're real powerful." Damon replied, "I know you're only stalling, because you're afraid of the bullet that will go through your big-ass head, but before you die, let me tell you something. When you live a devilish life, it's only obvious that I, the devil, will come for you. Jennifer, kill this bitch." Jennifer said furiously, "You were supposed to be my best friend, but the moment you became rich, you changed. I was broke as hell and you knew that, but you didn't give me a dime. So it's my pleasure to kill you and get everything you own." Israel shook her head and said, "Jennifer, I wanted to help you, but I was busy with work and this industry keeps you away from the people you love and care about. This is an evil industry, trust me, you don't want to be a part of this." Damon yelled, "All of this talking is putting me to sleep, fucking kill her, and shut up." Israel sighs, "I am so sorry that I slept with your boyfriend, but back then, I didn't know that you and him were involved, because if I knew I would not have slept with him. I'm also sorry that I tried to have you sacrificed." Damon, furious and steaming, as he violently yelled, "All of this, sorry shit, is fucking getting to me. Jennifer, kill that whore and shut up." Jennifer sighs, "I'm sorry for sleeping with Antoine, and I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, but I got to do this." Jennifer walked up to Israel, with the rifle in her hand. Jennifer pointed the rifle at Israel's head, then in a fast motion, she turned, pulling the trigger on Damon. Chapter 5. Los Angeles, California. Before the bullet could get close to Damon, it reversed and pierced Jennifer in her head, her blood splattered on Israel. Jennifer fell to the floor, she was dead. Israel screamed, as she was shaking and scared, "No. You didn't have to kill her, you devil. I will have those songs for you by Monday." As Damon was steaming with flames coming from his body, he yelled, "I will be back for the songs tomorrow." When Damon vanished, so did Jennifer's body. Israel quickly began to work on the songs for Damon. As she was working on the songs, Damon appeared at Majesty's mansion. Damon said angry, "Don't get too attached to Israel, because she won't be alive much longer." Majesty upset, "What do you mean, she won't be alive much longer?" "I mean I will kill the bitch." "Why?" "She seems to be retarded, or unusually slow. She doesn't like to listen and obey the instructions I give her, and that's a problem, so she has to die." Majesty sighs, "I will pay you $1 million to leave her alone, at least for a little while." Damon shook his head and laughed, "Have you forgotten that she's a part of a cult?" "Majesty, you can't pay me that little and expect me to stay away from her. I own the soul that's in her body, which makes her my property. What can I do to get you to ease up off of her for a little while? She thinks she's more man than me or you, so you need to walk up behind her and snap her neck like a chicken." Majesty shook his head, sighs and said, "Damon, that's one order that I cannot obey." "Are you sure?" Majesty nodded, "Yes." Damon smirked, "You have made $36 billion by serving me, but now I think you owe me all your money." "And what if I refuse?" "Then you can lay right next to Israel in the grave." "What if I sacrifice someone? Would you leave Israel for a little while, and can I keep my money?" "Who do you want to sacrifice?" "Zillion." Sunday morning, Damon appeared at Israel's mansion for the songs. Israel said, "I just need to write a few more lines, then I will be finished." Damon said, "You need to get plastic surgery, because you are flat in certain areas." Israel with an attitude, "I love how God made me, so I don't think I need to change a thing." Damon yelled, bitch, get the plastic surgery or get killed. Now you need a nose job, breast implants, and a booty enhancement. Israel shook her head and asked, why are you so evil? Don't you read your Bible? I thought you were a Christian, shouldn't you know the answers to these questions you're asking me? You fucking inquisitive little whore. Israel shouted, you can take these songs and push them up the corner of your asshole, because I'm not getting any fucking plastic surgery. You may have everyone else in this industry frightened, but not me. Damon laughed as he disappeared. When Damon left, Israel and Felicia Phoenix went to an elegant restaurant for lunch. Felicia said, smiling, I see you are about to drop a hot-ass album, so congratulations on that. I see, I will have some competition. Israel smirked, thanks. Felicia asked concerned, what's wrong? You seem a little unhappy. Israel sighs, I hate this industry. I mean, I love the money, but not the things I have to do to get it. I hate being ordered around, like if I'm a freaking kid. It angers me. Felicia shook her head and said, if you had an ordinary job and your boss told you to do something, but you didn't do it, you would be jobless. I don't know about you, but I have no problem with being ordered around if I'm making millions, because this is a job that I would not want to lose. Israel just follows the orders and you and Damon will get along fine. Can you believe that Damon wants me to get plastic surgery? I think he's blind, can't he see that I'm 100% beautiful? Felicia replied with a grin, you're beautiful, but you're not perfect. As icons, we are supposed to be flawless. To the public, we are like supernatural beings. Not regular human beings. Just get the surgery, it's not a big deal, we all do it, so what's one of the craziest things in this business that you had to do? Felicia shook her head, girl, this is a crazy business, so everything that we get ordered to do is nuts. Felicia took a sip of wine and continued to say, I had to create a sex tape with my boyfriend and have it leaked on the internet, to get more famous. Israel sighs as she shook her head, weren't you embarrassed, for people to see you in that way? Hell no, I wasn't embarrassed. Girl, I have a sexy body, and I'm good at sex. I was even
thinking about becoming a porn star. Look, in this business, you got to sell yourself, and you have to be strong, because if you are not, this business would make you kill yourself. Trust me, now. Before I forget, don't repeat what I am about to say to anyone. But I overheard Majesty and Damon talking. Damon wanted Majesty to have you sacrifice, but Majesty refused. However, Zillion might be the next sacrifice. After leaving the restaurant, Israel went home to find Damon in her mansion waiting for her. Israel said, I have something to say. I don't want to hear nothing that comes out of your mouth, said Damon, furious. Damon continued to say, everything I gave you, I will take back, and you will be back to how you were in the beginning. Damon turned into a flame, and the mansion began to burn. Israel screamed, nitrogen monoxide. Damon, I will do whatever you tell me to do. I promise. I will stop questioning you. I will get the plastic surgery. Please don't do this. Israel ran out the burning mansion and into her car. She drove to Majesty's mansion, crying and screaming. Israel cried, I lost everything. Damon burned down my mansion. Majesty says, don't cry. You can stay here with me, and when your album drops, with all the millions you will make, you can buy another one. Never cry over material things, because they don't last forever. That Sunday night, Majesty and Israel made love. On Monday while in prison, Zillion died from being food poisoned. Meanwhile, at Majesty's mansion, Israel smiled and said, does this mean we are a couple, or am I just another name added to your sex profile? Majesty kissed Israel with his soft lips. He smiled and said, you were just a fling. Israel's eyes opened wide. She yelled furiously, what? Majesty laughing, Israel? I'm joking. I fell in love with you when I first heard Felicia sang your songs. Is that so? Yes, I had Kier Sky killed for you and also Zillion. Israel, with a confused look on her face, replied, I thought Zillion killed Kier. And I thought Zillion was in prison. Majesty says Zillion was poisoned last night in prison. And I had Kier killed for what she did to you. I made it look like it was Zillion that killed Kier. Now, how many men do you know that would do something like that for a woman that they don't love? Israel smiled and said, I love you too, Majesty said. Usually, when someone is sacrificed in this industry, you will see an artist wearing red for the blood. I understand what you did for me, so thank you. However, I don't understand the reason for sacrificing each other. Yeah, I know about being more popular. But do you really have to kill for fame and money? I really don't want to discuss that because if I do, Damon will appear. But it's like a purge. If someone new joins the industry, someone old has to leave. The person who wants out will be sacrificed. Because it's only one way out of this business, death. Israel shook her head and said sarcastically, can't we throw holy water on his devilish ass? So he would leave us alone? Majesty smiled, you're hilarious. But no. If you really want to get out of this business, you can make an offer with Damon. Fake your death. Some artist gives up their fame and some of their money by tricking the public into believing that they're dead. Baby, it's a lot of crazy things that go on in this business that would make you go crazy. So just do as you're told or not. Damon may have someone sacrifice you. When Israel and Majesty got out of bed, Israel heard a noise. So she looked outside and realized her car was gone.
Someone stole my car. Baby, calm down. No. Call the police. Israel, the police will not do shit, half of them work for Damon. Plus, cars don't get stolen in this neighborhood. With that said, Damon just took back the ride he gave you. Babes, go get ready to take photos for your album, and I will talk to Damon later. As the days went by, Israel got the plastic surgery and months after recovering, Israel's album dropped. Israel's album sold 16 million copies, making her the first artist to have sold so many copies in the first week. Israel's album was nominated the Best Album of the Year. Israel did 8 music videos for her album, and she featured on 11 songs with various artists. Israel was interviewed by 20 talk show hosts, and she guest starred on 8 TV shows. She also played a few starring roles in 6 movies. With all of that hard work, Israel had won many awards. Israel then went on tour. Soon after, things got serious with her and Majesty. After making love, Majesty said excited, I was thinking, maybe we should get married. Israel, surprised and smiling, replied sarcastically, are you dying? How come the player wants to get married? Majesty smiled, if you are scared of marriage it's okay. This player would remain in the game. I just thought you was ready to be my wife. Israel smirked and said in a sexy way, I love you for helping me get where I am, and for being there when I had no one. Thanks. Majesty replied sarcastically, is that a yes? Are you going to marry me? That's a hell, yes. I'm thrilled to hear that. When you were away, I had spoken to Damon, and he wanted me to tell you he wants you for a commercial shoot. It's for a beverage. The commercial shoot is tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will take you there. Israel rolled her eyes and said, oh my God, I just got back from touring and performing for the world. I'm exhausted. Shit, don't the devil ever rest? Even God rested on the 7th day. Damon is always on my back, like the hairs on a dog's balls. Majesty smiled, baby just do it. That's more money added to your savings account and who knows, one day, you will be a billionaire just like me. Israel sighs, I think I need to fake my death. On Friday morning after Israel did the commercial, her and Damon were having a discussion. Damon smirked, wow. I see you got some work done on yourself. Israel replied with an attitude, yeah, just like you ordered me to. You're finally listening. Well, you need to sacrifice someone. Israel shook her head and said, I don't know who to sacrifice. I killed everyone I knew. Damon sighs, you can sacrifice Donald Francisco, he's a worthless actor. He couldn't act to save his life. Maybe he can take acting classes. I kind of like him, he seems cool. Israel, you can't get attached to anyone in this business, this is not a family reunion. This is sacrifice or die. When you sacrifice someone that is worth $10 million, you become $10 million richer. Israel replied sadly, I have enough money, I really don't need any more. I don't want to cause any more deaths. I can't rest at night knowing that so many souls are on my conscience. Damon with an attitude, then you need to hit some dope and drink some liquor. What if I helped Donald become a better actor, then he wouldn't have to be sacrificed, right? Damon smiled. Israel, no one can help Donald become a better actor, so don't bother wasting your time. Israel asked curiously, I know you don't like me asking you questions, but don't get furious. I just want to know, why did you choose me to be a part of this industry? I knew that your talent could change this industry and the world. Your lyrics are powerful, you have a voice of a goddess, and your beauty is of an angel, but not the one in heaven. You're my angel, the devil's angel. Don't you get tired being evil? I'm not questioning you, I'm just wondering, do you think men get tired of sex? Do you think women get tired of money? Do you think kids get tired of candy? No. I will let you play teacher with Donald, but if his acting doesn't get better within a month, sacrifice him. Later that night, Majesty and Israel went to the strip club where they drank and got drunk. Israel said, today Damon wanted me to, you know what, to Donald Francisco. I made a deal with Damon. I told him I would help Donald be a better actor, so he wouldn't have to, you know what, him. Majesty smiled and said, wow. Look at my baby, trying to save lives. I'm proud of you. However, it's a shame that you will still have to, you know what, him. What do you mean? That dude is slightly slow. Do you know how many acting classes he took and failed? He's an acting failure. If Damon was giving out awards for the worst actor of all time, he would get the most awards. Don't waste your time on him, just, you know what, and get that over with. I know that I have the gift to change his acting career and make him the greatest actor of all time. Well, let's take a shot to that. You know what, I would love to have sex with you right here. Israel smiled and said, what is stopping you? Majesty smiled and whispered in Israel's ear, the club has hidden cameras. Don't ask no questions, let's go home and have sex there. Chapter 6. Los Angeles, California. On Saturday at Donald Francisco's mansion. Donald said, thanks for taking the time to help me with my acting career. Israel sighs, no problem. Donald said, impressed, I love your album. Did you write those songs? Israel shook her head, nope. Majesty wrote them. Wow, he did an amazing job, so when is the big day? I heard you guys are getting married. I hope I will be invited. Israel smiled, I am not sure when we will get married, but don't worry, you will get an invitation. You are very attractive and Majesty is so lucky, because I'm jealous. Thanks, now let's focus on the acting. Donald replied with a serious face, oh. All that stuff I just said was an act. I know you didn't think I was being for real, did you? Israel got angry, then Donald laughed and said, I'm just kidding, you should have seen your face. Israel laughed and said, keep joking, I hope you are laughing when I have your ass sacrificed. As the days passed, Israel helped Donald to be one of the best actors of all time, so she didn't have to sacrifice him. Israel brought herself a much larger mansion than the one she lived in before, but she was thinking about renting it out. She also bought herself 2 Lamborghinis. Israel and Majesty had finally gotten married. At Majesty's and Israel's wedding. Majesty smiled as he looked into Israel's eyes and sworn, I will never be perfidious to you, forever I will be loyal even when you don't want to give me any love. Israel smiled and said, same here. I love you. Majesty and Israel kissed, then Damon walked over and said, love, how sickening, but congrats on this hoax of a marriage. Israel asked, upset, what are you talking about? Damon responds sarcastically, damn, the lawyer is questioning me again, I didn't even realize that I was in court on trial. Majesty smiled, you know Damon likes to play psychological games, so ignore him. Damon, is there something I can help you with? Damon smiled, I think it's time that you guys have a child. Israel whispered, I think it's time that you mind your own business. Pardon you, said Damon furiously. She said nothing, but I think you are so right, we will work on that tonight. When Damon walked away, Israel smiled and said, I don't mean to crash your plane, but I'm on my menstrual, so the only thing that's getting worked tonight is the tampon. Majesty and Israel were the most powerful and worshipped couple in the industry. Israel worked on her second album, which Majesty would be featured on. Things seemed perfect, so it was time for disaster. At Israel's mansion, Damon smirked, you have a lot of billionaires lusting after you, so to become even more powerful you need to pick one and screw. Israel replied with an attitude, I have one already, so I don't need another. Lots of marriages end in divorce, because married life is dull, so stop acting like you are ever so happy. I will give you two choices, cheat on your husband, or have him sacrificed. Israel shook her head in disbelief and said, What? Why don't you just kill me, because I'm exhausted. This industry takes too much of your energy, and I don't think I have any more left. Damon replied, confused, do you love your husband so much that you would rather die than to kill him? Israel nodded, yes. Majesty is the only man in my life that I know truly loves me. I would never hurt him, not even to be the wealthiest woman in the entire world. His love means more to me than money. So you can kill me now. Damon smiled, you know, for a woman, you have a lot of balls. It's too bad that they will hurt when I squeeze them. Damon, what are you trying to say? Majesty and Felicia Phoenix are an undercover couple, so when you see her at his mansion, in his studio, they are doing more than recording music. You're lying. People need to stop thinking the devil is a liar, because I'm the most honest spirit ever. I will give you until tomorrow to make your decision. When Damon left, Israel rolled a joint. She got high and drunk as she cried in disbelief. Hours later, Israel ended up at Donald Francisco's mansion. Donald, surprised, said, Hey, come in. Israel, wiping her eyes, I know it's late, but I didn't feel like going home, and you're the only friend that I have, so here I am. Donald asked, worried, are you okay? Damon told me that Majesty and Felicia are a secret couple. Donald sighs, you know Damon rarely tell the truth, so believe nothing that comes out of his mouth. Maybe I should fake my death, so I can get away from Damon and his demons. Donald smiled, you can never hide from Satan, so it makes no sense. Just talk to Majesty, and hopefully, he will be honest with you. However, you are much sexier than Felicia, so if he is cheating on you with her, you need to divorce him and marry me. Israel hugged Donald and said, thanks for being my friend. As Donald hugged her back, he whispered in her ear, no problem. Israel and Donald looked into each other's eyes, and they kissed. Israel took off Donald's shirt, his body was muscular. Donald took off Israel's dress, her body was appealing. Donald had an erection. Donald said, wait. I have been dreaming about making love to you, from the first day I saw you, but you belong to another man. Who will have me killed if he found out about this? I know I sound like a bitch, but go home to your husband. Israel took off her bra and underwear. She threw them at Donald and whispered, do you really want me to go? Although Donald tried, he just couldn't resist Israel. He picked her up, turned her upside down with her legs open, he massaged her clitoris with his tongue, then he sucked the cum from her pussy hole. Israel tightly held his penis, stroking it while she sucked the head of his cock. As they began making love to each other, they were being watched and videotaped. After the sex, while laying on the floor, Israel smiled, wow. I haven't been eaten or banged so good in, ever. Donald asked curiously, doesn't Majesty do that stuff to you? Israel rolled her eyes, Majesty is 20 years older than me. He's probably going through menopause. You are 26, right? Yeah, well, you need a man like me, that is young like you. Not no old man that probably needs drugs to get his dick up. When a young woman put herself with an old man, she starts looking old. Israel snapped, are you insulting me? No, baby, how can I insult a woman that was labeled the sexiest woman on earth? I feel enjoy sacrificing your husband and having you be my wife. Wait. I hope this wasn't revenge sex. What do you mean? I hope you didn't just have sex with me, to get back at Majesty for cheating on you. I had sex with you because I'm high and drunk, but I don't regret it, because I'm captivated by your love. I'm captivated by your love too. You know what, I got to go, we'll talk later. You don't have to go. Yes, I do. If I sleep out, it will be a bunch of drama and I hate drama, so it's best that I go. When Israel got to Majesty's mansion, Majesty was waiting up by the door for Israel. Baby, it's late, and I've been calling you all night. Why didn't you answer any of my calls? Majesty asked, upset and worried. Israel asked, calmly, is Felicia Phoenix, your outside woman? What? Why would you ask me such an insane question? Honey, are you drunk and high, again? Just be honest with me, were you pretending to love me, when your intentions were to hurt me? Majesty shook his head and said, Israel, I would never hurt you. When I tell you, I love you, it's not to put on a show, it's not to enhance my career, it's because I mean it. I know Damon told you I'm sleeping with Felicia, which is a lie. Damon just wants to torture you, so you got to remain strong, and remember I will never hurt you. I mean that from the core of my soul. I have sworn to you, and that's something that not even Damon could have gotten me to do. Israel sighs, if you were cheating on me, you wouldn't tell me the truth anyway, but it doesn't matter. Damon told me I have to cheat on you, or sacrifice you. What? Yup. So what are you going to do? Israel sighs, I'm going to have him kill me, because I'm sick of this organization. I'm sick of the sacrifices. Being ordered around not knowing who to trust. I'm sick of screwing people that I don't want to screw. I'm sick of being told what to eat and how many pounds I should lose. I'm sick of the drugs I have to put in my body. I'm sick of the negative messages that we have to put out to the public. I'm sick of having to say these demonic prayers, and I'm sick of having private pictures of me posted on the internet. I'm sick of disobeying the commandments in the Bible. I rather have my pride than to be soulless and rich, so I guess I will be dead tomorrow. Good night. On Saturday, Damon appeared at Israel's mansion. Damon asked, harshly, what's your decision? I don't want to be held captive by you anymore, I want to be released. I will give you everything I own if you destroy my contract and forget that I ever exist. Damon laughs, I am believing that your mother dropped you on your head when you were a baby. You must have brain damage, because you act very fucking slow. Let me make this easier for you, I will kill you and forget that you ever existed, then you won't have to worry about being released or captive by me. Israel rolled her eyes and sighs, do you get turned on by making my life your hell? I won't answer any of your retarded questions, but you need to decide. Since you are having trouble making your decision, let me show you something. Damon showed Israel a sex video of Majesty and Felicia. Israel felt heartbroken and furious. Damon smiled, I guess you want to sacrifice Majesty, right? Israel shook her head and said, no. I want to sacrifice Felicia. Damon in shock replied, wow. You really love him, I feel sorry for you, because in this business love is just an illusion, it doesn't really exist. Later that night, Donald called Israel to see how she was doing. Hello. Said Israel, I was just calling you to see if you were okay. I was worried about you the other night. Said Donald, happy to hear Israel. Israel replied, aren't you sweet? Don't worry about me, because I'm fine. Majesty told me he didn't cheat on me, but the video told me the truth. Donald shook his head and sighed, I'm sorry to hear that, but you know how this business is, so don't take it personally. Israel smiled, yeah. Well, thanks for calling to see how I was doing. I'll call you tomorrow. After getting off the phone with Donald, Israel went to bed and so did Majesty. Majesty kissed Israel on her cheek and asked, what happened today? Israel stared at Majesty, in an evil way, and said, the truth happened, I saw the sex video with you and Felicia. Majesty's mouth dropped as he shook his head in disbelief, what sex video? I never had sex with Felicia. Israel yelled, stop fucking lying, I saw you and her fucking. Majesty yelled, Israel, I never fucked her, I wouldn't cheat on you or lie to you. They're people that look like us, that gets paid to make sex videos, and with technology, you can put anyone's face on another person's naked body. Majesty went on the internet and showed Israel porn sites with people that look like her having sex with other artists. Israel didn't know that people were actually doing that, so she began to panic. Oh my gosh, I told Damon I wanted Felicia sacrificed. What? Oh shit. Don't worry, I'll just call Damon and have the sacrifice called off. You can't call off a sacrifice. As Majesty was about to say something to Israel, he got a video message from Damon. When he opened the video, it was Israel and Donald having sex. Majesty, pissed off, what the fuck is this? Meanwhile, Felicia was at home watching TV, when her chest got tight. It was difficult for her to breathe. Felicia was having an asthma attack. She went for her inhaler, but she couldn't find it. Back at Majesty's mansion, Israel and Majesty were having a heated argument. Majesty shouted, I should have known not to trust no bitches in this industry. Israel yelled, oh. Now I'm a bitch? Would you rather me call you a whore? Out of all the sluts I have been with, I trusted you, and you made me look like a fucking fool. Majesty, when I saw those videos with you and Felicia. Me and Felicia never fucked, I told you that already. Don't look for an excuse, just be an adult and confess the truth. Israel, you always had feelings for Donald. That's why you didn't want to have him sacrificed. Israel shook her head, that is not true, and that's not even me in that video. Damon is playing mind games with you, he wants you to believe that I'm cheating on you. Israel, don't take me for an ass. I know this is you in this video. I did so much for you, I was willing to go broke just to keep Damon from off of your ass. Do you think Donald would do something like that for you? It doesn't matter anyhow. I will make sure you and Donald rest in hell, because I will have the both of you sacrificed. Now get the fuck out. Israel began to cry, she said, Majesty, I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I let Damon trick me into believing that you and Felicia were involved, but you shouldn't be angry with me, you should be upset with Damon. When Israel left, she went over to Donald's mansion. Donald smiled as he was happy to see Israel, hey sexy. Israel snapped, I can't believe that bullshit that you did to me. I should have sacrificed your ass when I had the chance. How could you videotape us having sex and send it to Majesty? Donald confused, Israel, I didn't videotape us having sex. I didn't even know you were coming by that night, and I didn't think we would have sex. Plus, I wouldn't do anything like that to you. Then who did? Donald shook his head and said, I don't know. Israel shouted, Damon. He knew that I would run into your arms after he showed me the video of Majesty and Felicia, so it had to be him that recorded us. I hate him. Donald asked concerned, Majesty didn't hit you, did he? No, but he said he would have us sacrificed. Donald sighs, I knew something bad would come out of us having sex. Israel smiled, yeah, but the sex was sure damn good. Donald kissed Israel and said, you want more of this? Yeah, spoil me. While Donald and Israel were having sex, Damon and Majesty were on the phone planning. Damon asked, what do you want to do? Majesty replied, I want Donald to be sacrificed. What about Israel? Majesty sighs, I want to torment her, for making me look like an imbecile. I think you should sacrifice her and become the richest man on earth. When I'm ready. I will. Sunday morning at Donald's mansion, Donald turned on the TV and saw the breaking news, Felicia Phoenix was dead. Donald shook his head and said, damn, that's sad. Wait, did you have Felicia killed? Israel sucked her teeth and said, I don't want to talk about that. I have a headache. I have painkillers, now are you going to answer the question or not? Israel replied sarcastically, what question? I will take a shower and run to the grocery store. Okay, be careful, you know Damon is everywhere. An hour after Israel left, Majesty appeared at Donald's mansion. Hey! Smiled Majesty. Fuck, are you here to kill me? Donald asked nervously and scared. No. I wouldn't do such a thing. Can I come in? I'm on my way to the set, I'm working on a movie, said Donald, lying. No problem, I just wanted to introduce you to a friend of mine that you should know. Really, who's that? The bullet's in my rifle. Majesty pulled out his rifle. Donald turned around to run. That is when Majesty pulled the trigger and killed Donald. Clean up this mess, said Majesty to Damon. When Israel got back to Donald's place, she saw Damon. Oh my God, what do you want? I think I need to get a restraining order for you, said Israel, frustrated. Damon laughed. Donald is dead, and soon you will be too, but before I kill you it's something you should know. What's that? Israel asked sarcastically. I'm not the devil. I know. You are an imposter, because the devil is not real. You are wrong, the devil is real, and you are married to him. What? Israel yelled, confused. The day that you lost your job, your menstrual blood dropped on a note that you wrote with a chant to summon up the devil. That's when I appeared at your apartment offering you the deal you wanted. When you were pregnant by Zillion, Majesty transformed into your best friend Jennifer while at church and then into me at your old mansion, which he burned down, making you believe it was me. He has your contract, he owns your soul, and now that you all are married, the only way to part is through death. I will let him explain the rest to you. Majesty appeared smiling. Is that my worthless wife? Hey, boo. You must be traumatized. Israel snapped. Who the fuck are you, and what do the two of you fucking want? Majesty shook his head and said, for an intelligent woman you act slow. Damon was trying to tell you I'm the devil, and he's my demon. How can you be the devil, when you are Majesty? Majesty been dead for 3 years, but the public doesn't know that. He was sacrificed, and as the devil I can transform into anyone. Israel shook her head and said, I'm leaving here. I don't want to hear this shit. Destroy my contract. I will give you all the money that I made in this industry, because I'd rather be broke than to live this fucked up life. Israel ran outside and got into her Lamborghini. She was driving to her mansion when she got into a horrific accident. Israel was rushed to the hospital with broken bones. A month later. The nurse said, Israel, how are you today? Israel replied, I'm fine, and you? I'm exhausted, I can't wait to go on my vacation. Israel smiled, I know how you feel. Are you traveling for your vacation? The nurse smiled, yup. I'm going to Las Vegas. Wow. I love Las Vegas. I was there before when I was on tour. The nurse asked, curiously, on tour? Israel nodded, yeah, don't you know who I am? I'm Israel Crisis. I'm a songwriter, singer, and actress. I was labeled the sexiest woman on earth. I was also married to Majesty, but that's a long crazy story. You have a creative imagination. Well, I'm a star, also known as a celebrity. The nurse replied, worried, Israel, you know that all of that is fiction, right? What? Israel, you worked as a maid most of your life until you were fired. After being fired, you were evicted from your apartment. Then you were living in your car until you got into a terrible car accident. You were in the hospital because your legs and hands were broken. You had an injury to your head that seems to be more serious than the doctors thought. Now, you are in the psychiatric hospital. Israel snapped, you are a liar. Look at that magazine, that's me on the cover. I am telling you the truth, and that is not you. Although, it was Israel on the cover of the magazine. The nurse refused to believe it was her. Israel screamed, no. This got to be a fucking nightmare. As Israel started to panic and scream, the nurse pushed a button which made 2 male doctors come into the room and held Israel down. The doctors strapped her to the bed and injected her with medication. As Israel was being injected, she saw Majesty and Damon watching her. Damon sighs, so why didn't you kill her? Majesty replied, because I have other plans for her.